My name is Jill Florent. I am with the QuickSight team. I am the principal customer success manager. I'm just going to give a few introductory remarks. We're here for the QuickSight Learning Series, where customers and learners of all kinds can find out about the latest features in QuickSight. Let's go ahead and move to the next slide. Today is a special day. We are going to be focusing really for the first time with an exciting new focus on developers as our audience. We're going to be talking today and throughout the fall about some of the new capabilities that are of particular interest to our developer community. And I wanted to give a warm welcome to our expert presenter, my friend, Shrikant Baheti. He is our principal solutions architect for the QuickSight team. Globally, he is well known because he's been at AWS for several years, and he's really one of our lead experts on APIs, on embedding, and all things QuickSight. So today he's going to be sharing with us a walk through all of the kinds of resources that you can find within the QuickSight community. And that's our kind of one-stop shop for learning resources. But today we're going to make it as easy as it ever has been for you to find resources if you're a developer. Why don't we go to the next slide, and let me give you just a couple of key ideas. So ever since we released QuickSight's embedding capabilities and a set of new APIs back in 2018 on stage at reInvent with the NFL and a wonderful company called Forward Safety, QuickSight has been a great place to actually build interactive dashboards into your application. So for today, whether you are a CTO with a long-standing track record, but you need to learn the latest in dashboard embedding, or you're a computer science student that's just graduated and want to do your own startup, you're in the right place. We are going to be sharing with you some of our favorite resources for getting started and getting a really good jump on creating a scalable and machine learning empowered interactive dashboard experience. So let's go ahead and go to the next screen. What we're going to do today is we're going to present on the screen. I'll turn it over to Shrikant in just a minute, but we're going to use the QuickSight community as our place for answering questions. And so this is a great one-stop shop for all things QuickSight. We are going to be sharing with you today what you can find if you are looking for developer resources. Let's go to the next slide. And just from a logistics standpoint, you can take a quick snapshot with your phone of the QR code. That will take you directly to the community. You can search for answers in the community, and if you create an account on the community, you can actually post questions. And so the key logistics for today and beyond is that we are going to be using the community to answer as many of your questions as we can with our expert moderators. Let's go to the next slide. We do have a special code or a tag that you can add to your questions. So when you get into the community, in the upper left corner is where you can click categories, and then you can click to the Q&A section. And you see here what it looks like when you post a question. But with that special tag, we're going to give you priority answers through our experts that work with Shrikant and I. So we have people answering questions during the session, immediately while we're on the line today. We will post this to YouTube, and we will be answering questions with this tag from a priority standpoint so that you can get your questions really thoroughly answered. Let's go to the next slide, and just as a reminder, a couple more things. We are recording today's session. We will post it to YouTube channel by the end of the week. And again, without further ado, I would love to say my friend Shrikant will take over and take you through all the things that you might want to know to get started with QuickSight as a developer.
Sure. Thank you so much, Jill, and thanks for walking us through all the community and details and logistics for today and introducing me. It's always a pleasure presenting with you. So with that, let's quickly jump into what we will be covering today. As part of today, we will be covering a quick recap on embedding. A few weeks ago, or I believe a month ago, a couple of my colleagues, Neeraj and Salim, presented on deep dive embedding. So we'll be just doing a recap of that, and then we will go into different resources that are available at your disposal to start building and embedding QuickSight dashboards. Right. So here is a overall embedding recap where QuickSight offers and caters every type of use case you can think of as far as embedding is concerned, where we have like one-click embedding and API-based embedding. One-click embedding is we make it very easy for you to be able to take your dashboards that are built in QuickSight and embed them into your internet portals, your public facing websites. So we have different types of embedding there, like public embedding and enterprise embedding, as you can see. On the other side, for developers, which is the main focus for today, we are going to talk about API based embedding, and we have different requirements from our customers over time. We have been hearing and we have been enabling with various types of embedding here, which is registered user embedding for all those users that are already part of your QuickSight account. And if you do not want to manage, and we do understand at times there are millions of users who are using your application and you do not want to manage those users in QuickSight, in those cases you will use anonymous embedding. And then again, I'm not going and going deep into this. Neeraj and Salim have already done that, and you can find that video here on YouTube on deep dive embedding. So I'll give a pause here so that you can quickly take a snapshot of it so that you can go watch that video. Lot of important information there. Now coming to our next topic as part of the agenda, that is resources. So, as we are focusing mainly on various aspects of different resources for embedding, and as we go deeper, one-click embedding is fairly straightforward. We have a few blogs where you can find that, but then as developers need more information on how they can integrate, how they can get all the APIs being invoked from your application to QuickSight and then embed in a secure and scalable fashion. Uh, we have different resources here, like we'll just walk through some of the APIs, demos, developer portal, uh, and then we have a specific QuickSight embedding SDK for customizations. And then we have workshops for your learning, blogs, and finally community. Right. So let's look at APIs. I'm going to go ahead and bring the screen for APIs. So we have various APIs. I'm going to go ahead and click this link and bring this APIs here. I'm going to walk you through here. We have different APIs for developers, and these are not just focusing developers. These are focusing various aspects of QuickSight when you want to do certain things programmatically. If you want to scale API access control management through different folders, groups, users. Then we have all those APIs through control access. We have like for administrators out there who want to be like, oftentimes I've been through IT cycles and SDLC cycles. Developers oftentimes end up being administrators for reporting platforms and BI tools. So in those cases, you would like to know like about control settings of how you can control certain things, how you can control access to your data, um, how you can scale your scale your access to your underlying data sources. Everything you need will be found under control settings. But the main focus is API operations for embedding. That is like the developer's duty, I would say, right? So for API based embedding, we have like those two types that we were talking about. Embed URL for anonymous users and generate embed URL for registered users. These are for like anonymous user embedding and registered user embedding. And here are like API calls. If you go dive deep into these calls, then you would see like, okay, what are all the different options these API support? If you want to embed a dashboard, if you want to embed a visual, if you want to embed a search bar, our natural language querying capability. So there are various options that the single API is packed with so that you can implement different aspects of your different aspects of embedding within your application through single API call. Now, this is for anonymous embedding, but when it comes to your registered user embedding, we have another type that I would like to highlight here, which is here. Let me just scroll up here, which is going to be our console embedding. In console embedding, what QuickSight offers is you can take your QuickSight console, including your authoring capabilities or your dashboards or your accessing of your dashboards, etc., and extend it as part of your application. In those cases is when you will be using QuickSight console embedding. So, and that is applicable only for registered users. And you might be thinking and asking questions saying, hey, why is it that console embedding not applicable for anonymous users? Anonymous users is where you have millions of users, you're not onboarding them into QuickSight, and console embedding offers a little bit extra compared to just the dashboard and other embedding, because with console embedding your end users can author these dashboards using the QuickSight consoles embedded into your application, which means we need to have a user in QuickSight to be able to load that console. And that's the reason this extra option exists under registered user embedding. Now, going back to the slides here. All right. Next, so here is that landing page API that navigates you through different various topics on APIs that are targeted for administrators, developers, and anyone else who want to make these API calls, right? So that's the link for that. Next, demos. A lot of times, why am I talking about demos, right? This is mainly because a lot of times you want inspiration to decide on what type of embedding you want to do, how you can get creative with your embedding into your applications. And we have a beautiful application developed by one of my colleagues. Let's open Demo Central here. Demo Central is a beautiful application. This is like community is your one-stop shop for all your learning requirements, question and answer, responses, knowing about new product features, etc. So is Demo Central in action. You can see all of that in action in Demo Central here. So just to give you the inspiration, like, okay, I oftentimes customers ask me, hey Sri, how do I go about listing my different dashboards? Yes, dashboard embedding, I can give one dashboard at a time to users, but then how do I enable them to navigate from one dashboard to other dashboard to other dashboard? So here is like inspiration and some cool design which Arun has come up with. Uh, and you can navigate from one dashboard to other dashboard and enable that through a menu like this. Other thing is, okay, how do I enable my end customers to now go edit these dashboards? So here is like that edit button. Based on the user persona, you can enable that edit button and it takes you to that console embedding. Now we are switching from dashboard embedding to console embedding for your authors, where they are able to now go create those dashboards and visuals uh, as part of the dashboard. And just to quickly show you, uh, it's as easy as just uh, embedding the QuickSight console into your application. Other things, there are dedicated sections for individual things. That is, you can ask Q, you can play with Q here. We have our new feature demos that go under feature demos. There are tips and tricks, mainly when you are not aware of a certain calculation, when you want to achieve something in QuickSight and we are not sure about how to go about. Here we list down various different tips and tricks. For example, conditional formatting, or for example, like interactive prompts. How you can build your interactive prompts, and how it is useful is it shows you like, okay, here are all the different prompts you can build. But if you want to see how this was built, this console embedding feature here quickly enables you to show you in action how you can go about building this. So Demo Central is your one-stop shop for your inspiration on how different things can be done within QuickSight and learn directly from the tool itself, right? So that's Demo Central for you. Next up, I'm going to go talk about Developer Portal. So this is mainly targeted for our developers where you are not aware of certain things on code snippets. You are looking for code snippets. Yes, we did have APIs. We did share you like, okay, how would the request look like for an API? How would the response look like for an API? But then executing API from your code will require additional stuff like authentication. What are all the roles and policies I need to set up? What are other things that I can do once the dashboard is embedded? So to get a feel of that, our engineering team has developed this developer console for our end users to be able to come learn and see the code in action and take and copy and paste this code into your application to get that head start. For example, if you want to look at your dashboards, how you can embed your dashboards, I'm going to go click that try it button. In here, it's going to just show you first how it looks. How does the embedded dashboard look? But then how you can embed it. Once you go how you can embed it, first thing is obviously you need to have an account, QuickSight account and a dashboard. Then what permissions are required for generating embed URL for registered user, where you have all the QuickSight users registered, you would need generate embed URL for registered user. And then what is the resource? A resource which dashboards you want to be able to embed through this permission. So it gives you that permission where you can copy this permission, create this policy, and assign it to your server side application so that it is able to now make that call on those resources. Next, once the policies are done, these are prerequisite, but now you are into your code. You want to look at your code and start writing code to make those API calls. So here, uh, there is like how you can create that QuickSight client to be able to make that subsequent call to get the embed URL. Once the URL is available, how you can take it and embed it into your application is the next step. Here it gives you that URL through this code. You can copy and paste this code again in your application depending on what programming language you're using. As of now, we have examples for Java, JavaScript, Python, where you can just take this code and put it in your application to retrieve that dashboard URL. Once you have your dashboard URL, how you can embed that URL? For embedding that URL into your application, we have something called QuickSight Embedding SDK, and you need to include that JavaScript into your HTML page, and then you're off to races to go start embedding the dashboard once the URL is retrieved. And you'll like, okay, this is great, I am able to now embed the dashboard, but then I need to further customize this. I want to show certain things, hide certain things. How do I learn about that, and how do I do customization on top of what I have embedded? That is when you can go into how to customize it. Here is where you can see in action. Let's refresh the page. My session looks like timed out there. All right, but then you can see here how you can pass parameters. So there is code snippets that are available for you where it shows different parameters you can pass and different things you can pass to QuickSight from your application, how you can reset your dashboard programmatically, how you can switch locales from different languages, how you can switch between different sheets programmatically. So all those code snippets are available for you here to just take them, copy them, paste it into your own application, and then modify it from there. So this is a developer portal is your friend as a developer to be able to expedite your embedding journey, because you have code snippets here for every possible use case you can think of, and get that boost for your development as far as QuickSight embedding is concerned. Next, I'm going to talk about the SDK. So we briefly mentioned about SDK here, the JavaScript SDK that QuickSight offers, the QuickSight Embedding SDK. Uh, this is another place where you can go and further learn about what are all the different options. We are continuously making releases here, so you get that update automatically when you are linking that JavaScript as part of your application and enabling you to use those new features as we are rolling them out. Just like any other feature that we roll out on QuickSight, the upgrades are seamless. So is the embedding SDK seamless for you. And here you can see that we what are all the different types of embedding we offer and what are all the different customizations you can perform. For example, you have like, again, here also you can find code snippets and different things you can do. You can get parameters, you can get different sheets, you can get selected sheet ID, you can get set parameters, you can set selected sheet ID. So these are all the different customizations that you can perform from within your application to enhance that end user experience, uh, and make it seamless. And we call it here as seamless embedding. So you can make that seamless for your end customers in the end. So here is where you can find all the different customization options. Some of these can be found from our developer portal in action. We try our best to update the developer portal as well so that you don't have to go multiple places. But then as the features are getting released, you can learn about them in detail on our embedding SDK page. Whereas if you want to see that in action, how it is working, you can go into our developer portal to see that. Next, I'm going to talk about our workshops. Now you have seen, okay, Shrikant, I've seen the APIs. Okay, I learned about what are all the APIs that are there. I got some inspiration from our demo central. I got some working examples of this thing, but then it's not enough. I want to stitch it together. I have to think through a lot. Is there anything that I can directly take and deploy and play around and get code which is already wired? Here, the code was provided in bits and pieces through different applications, but our workshops are built such that you have everything wired into an application through a Lambda function. And I'm going to show you that. So when we go into our workshops, as we have different types of embedding, anonymous embedding, user based embedding, both use different APIs. So we wanted to give a flavor of both of these to our end users, and we have rolled out two different workshops. So in here you can see we explain in detail the architecture of what is happening. In this case, what we are doing is like, okay, you have your QuickSight, you have your application, you have your authentication mechanism. You have to establish that trust with IAM, so that you can make those API calls and assume that role. But then this is your application server, which is app server, that is making API calls to QuickSight. Be mindful that QuickSight does not allow API calls directly from browser for security purposes. So you have to make these API calls through your app server. And in this case, in this workshop, we have wired it through Lambda as an application server and API gateway as an endpoint for an API gateway. And this is what this architecture explains. But what you can get from here is a CloudFormation template, which you can deploy, and it is going to deploy all these resources you saw on this architecture. And you will be able to see that in action, how it is wired. But if you say like, Srikant, I don't want to deploy this, I want to just look at the code, how you have wired everything. In that case, what we have also done is provided you with web content Lambda, where this Lambda code, you can download this Lambda package. And once this Lambda package is downloaded, you can open that Lambda code and see this get QuickSight response Python. This particular file, when you open it, it's in Python, but you can see, okay, how you can do the token validity, how you can get the identity region, how you can get the dashboard list, how you can register a user programmatically, how you can create group memberships, how you can get the URL finally. and make that API call to generate embed URL for registered users by passing. This is all wired into an application in itself. And these are all the different calls that you can find in one single place, and we can deploy all of this with a click of a button through our CloudFormation and see this in action and play around with that in action. So that is the next resource. Workshop. So you have examples for both here. User-based embedding is a little bit more involved, because if you want to do just-in-time registration for your users, that is covered as part of this. A lot of our independent software vendors, the ISVs, they have the concept of just-in-time registration as baked into their application. So that is where they use similar concept and similar mechanism that is coded as part of our workshop. Next, for anonymous users embedding, we have a similar package where you can see you have a web content Lambda. You can download the Lambda package here. Uh, and this is a different Lambda package altogether. When you open this Lambda package, there is this Lambda function, which you can open that Lambda function directly, and then there is get dashboard, get QuickSight dashboard URL, and that generate embed URL for anonymous users is already covered. But then the permissions required for these two are different. And to learn about those permissions, you can always look at the execution roles. When you look at the execution role here, it clearly gives you the policy that you need required to create. Same thing is available for your execution role in Lambda, and you can see all the different API calls that are required as part of this application. So overall, everything that we saw today as far as resources are concerned in bits and pieces on developer portal, through our API documentation, through our SDK, QuickSight SDK, all of that is packaged through our workshop here. So you can go into this one place and learn about it, but then individually, I know developers, they want to go, I've been a developer myself, so when they want to go learn about APIs, what are all the different options, that's the reason I'm sharing all these resources today. But then all that is wired up and hooked up through our workshops. Next, I would like to also introduce you to our blog channel. We have recently at New York Summit announced and released our separate blog channel for QuickSight specifically and business intelligence blogs, where now you can find all the blogs related to QuickSight under this blog channel, business intelligence blog. And you can start looking as we are rolling out new blogs. They show up on the top, but then there is a there is like older posts where you can go and page through different blogs and look through various blogs. We are also going to add a new landing page as part of this blog, so that you can search these blogs by tags. You can search these blogs by the topic of your interest. So for example, just to show you how the landing page would look like, it would be similar to our AWS blog homepage, where you will have different categories from within our business intelligence page, and we will have different blogs listed here. But then you will be able to search for blogs, you'll be able to choose a particular category, and we will have an embedded analytics category. And as soon as you choose, you will be able to find all the embedding blogs uh, within that single page. So wanted to share this resource with you, so you keep an eye for that new landing page here, and find blogs by your interest topic. Today you can do that. Like for example, if you want to see uh, blogs that that are tied to Amazon Athena, you can just click on that topic and you will be able to see all the blogs related to Athena category within that single page. So that is possible today, but then we are also going to have a landing page for you to be able to search and do other stuff. All right, so that is our blogs. Next, I would like to share more details on community itself. So again, like Jill mentioned, community is your one-stop shop for everything you want to do in QuickSight. For example, if I go into our community page now, you just go to community.amazonquicksite.com. The link was shared earlier. uh, I'm here logged in, and then in the community itself you have different categories here for question and answers, learning centers, what's new, blog, and events. But what I would like to share for developers specifically is, let me go back here, the technical guide, which is going to be in here. Let's go to learning center. Second, the technical guide was right here. So build your embedded applications. Right on the landing page, here is our technical guide that is available for our developers who can download this technical onboarding guide. This covers more than just embedding. I'd like to just open it and walk you through what all it covers. This is our technical onboarding guide, mainly focused for developers, where you can see all the various aspects of our different programs run by QuickSight, our partner network, and then what are all the different data sources, what are multi-tenancy that it offers, how Spice versus direct query works. But then there is a dedicated section for embedding, that is section 3, which is QuickSight embedding, and it walks you through how to embed, what to embed, links to the demos, one-click embedding, API-based embedding, and embedding SDK capabilities. So this guide is continuously getting updated. Uh, so you can find this guide directly from our community landing page. But then for other learning resources, for like question and answers, if you have questions related to embedding, so you can go to your tags here and search for your embedding tag. I'm going to just search for embedding tag, and there is the QLS embedding. I can go into QLS embedding and see the questions. This was the question. These were the questions that were asked during our embedding session. There is like another tag here for embedding specifically, which we can search. And these are the questions that uh, learners like yourself are coming to community and asking, and all our experts, including yourself, who is a huge part of our community, are contributing by sharing their knowledge in the form of answers. So this is a very good place if you are stuck with something to ask a question and tag it appropriately, so we know which, when you come back or when someone else is coming back, they know, okay, this question is related to embedding, and it makes it easy for our users to be able to uh, go find answers in the topic of their interest, right? And then you can see that we have like developer portal and demo central links available here. When you click on these links from community, they directly land you on to those specific pages. uh, so with that, I think I'll go back to the slide here. We have covered all the various resources from today, and I would like to just educate you and share with you some of the upcoming uh, learning series. We have like build metrics for your web applications using Amazon QuickSight. So this will help you not only just embed. So today's session will help you to embed, but then next session will help you to collect those metrics and create it in the form of a dashboard within QuickSight. So I highly encourage you to go register for that event. There are next other upcoming events as well. These will be again found under upcoming events in community itself. Once you are in community, you will be able to find. But then we have an authoring immersion day that is coming. If you are wanting to learn about how to build dashboards in QuickSight, that is a great session to go register for yourself, and we have that on a monthly basis, on a recurring basis. So if you miss this one, if you cannot make it this one, make sure you sign up for the next upcoming one. All right, so with that, I would like to thank you all for your time, and Jill, to you for being a wonderful co-presenter with me, and walking us through all the community slides. I would like you to go provide feedback. This helps us improve the quality of our sessions, and create more targeted sessions on what you are interested in. So please provide feedback, and do join community. and let's learn together and build together a strong community that can help us grow together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shrikant. I know that that was super helpful. I feel like almost all the people that started with us are still there. So thank you for your engaging uh, review of the resources. We've posted them all into the community, and I want to just remind people that, especially to thank you for your time today and to help you with your journey using the embedding and API resources that have been shared here, please go ahead and add the tag QLS-dev resources. I believe easy to find on the community. Um, I would love to also just ask you one more question, Shrikant. Uh, some people here might be seeing all this for the first time, and I'd love to just encourage you to share any advice you would have. Like if you were going to go and dive deep into the resources today, um, what might the next couple weeks look like, or what do you encourage people to do when they're just getting started on the journey? I know people are in different places, but I know that you always have such good suggestions.
Sure, absolutely, Jill. Thank you. I'll be happy to share that. First thing I would say is like you might be thinking, looking at this session, that hey, there is a lot I need to learn. In short, it is a very little. First thing is like come out of that phobia that it is a lot, because we make it easy for our developers to be able to go integrate. And first thing I would suggest and recommend is go deploy that CloudFormation stack from our workshop and look at the code, and you will instantly understand how simple it is to take that and embed that dashboard into your own application. And then as you get deeper into those API calls, the documentation is there, developer portal is there. So we are making it easy so you get started at a much faster pace, instead of you reinventing the wheel, trying to putting together, okay, how do I make this API call? How do I establish that role association? What are all the permissions? Everything is created as part of that workshop. So first thing I would do is deploy that workshop, play around with it, break it, try to break it, try to fix it. It's a playground for you. And it will definitely help you get up to speed. And it takes only like, when I started QuickSight journey a few years ago, not few years ago, about 5 years ago, I would say, I didn't have the liberty of having a workshop. I know what pain I went through. So that's the reason, like, we here at QuickSight have come up with that workshop so you can get head start into your implementation.
Thank you so
And
much. That's so helpful.
and
And I'm going to ask you one more silly question for
sure.
your friends who may not be as technical. Uh,
Yes.
there's something called one-click embedding.
Yes.
Tell us what that does.
Yeah. So
What
one
does
click,
one-click embedding do?
I can quickly show you again. Let me just share my screen here. One click embedding, and I can this demo link also, you can we can put it in chat. So one click embedding is targeted mainly for our friends who are not tech savvy, who are not developers, but they still want to be able to go and embed these dashboards. And that is all about, like, we here at QuickSight think of making it easy and ease of use for our end users. So we made it so easy that, okay, I have let me just log into an account also and show you where we get that code. But here I have a one click embed HTML page that is deployed to just demonstrate how easy it is to embed dashboards into your applications. We have a button here that is change dashboard. If you click on that, you will see a change dashboard pop up that appears. And now I'm going to just click this logistics dashboard. I'll copy the code. This code is available from within QuickSight, which you can take, and you have your HTML code, you have your HTML page, be it in your SharePoint portal, be it in your Google Workspaces portal, be it in your any intranet website. You can just put this iframe code which you copied from QuickSight and save it. Once you save that HTML page, voila, the dashboard is embedded. That's our one-click embedding. And where to copy that code, I can quickly show you here.
I appreciate this so much. I know that some of the people on our team have been really doing a great job of embedding QuickSight dashboards onto our internal wiki pages. And it's so easy and so clean to be able to do that. It gives a lot better visibility to some of the important data that people need to drive insights.
Sure, no, and it makes it the whole point is to make it easy for non-developers also to be able to take a dashboard and integrate it into applications, right? So here, when you go on to share dashboard screen, you can ask your dashboard developer to just share the copy embed code, and it's as simple as just copying this code from here and taking it, and let's try. I'll have to make this dashboard public and pasting it and change. So right now this dashboard is okay. There it is. This dashboard is public already. So it's as easy as just copying this dashboard code. If you see here, the dashboard has two visuals, and there it is. Like it's as simple as taking that code and putting it in your application HTML code. So that is one click embedding because you're just clicking on one button and pasting it.
Beautiful. Well, thank you. I know that this has been really fun for me. I just love seeing the energy you bring to sharing all your expertise about developing with QuickSight. So I know I speak for many people on the line that this has been really enjoyable and informative. So we'll post all of the links that many of them are already into the community under that that tag that we were talking about, the QLS dash developer resource dev dash resources. And the last thing that I'm going to do, we did put the feedback link into the form. And on the community, we do highlight all the events that are going on, both in person and electronically, like this format is. But I would really encourage you, if QuickSight is doing an event in your location, come meet with us in person. So I'm going to put the Powered by QuickSight registration page. We've got some events coming up in Sao Paulo. We're going to be doing something in Austin, Texas on August 22nd, and in Oslo, Norway on September 6th. So um, if you're in the region where we're coming to town, we'd love to meet you in person, and let's stay in touch through the QuickSight community. There's really a great place both for authors and developers now as well. We're going to make sure that it's really easy for you to find all the things that you need to be successful in developing with QuickSight. So thanks, Shrikant.
Thank you.
Thanks everybody for your time.
All right. Thanks.
I think
Thanks
that's it for
everyone.
today. Okay,
That's it.
bye.
Bye.